Today, I want to talk a little bit more about ears, ear positioning, and why it matters so much to pay attention to them. Most people know that rabbit ears are cute, but many don't realize that rabbits are constantly communicating and monitoring their environment through those ears. And if you watch closely, those ears are almost always moving with intention. A rabbit's hearing is one of the most important survival tools they have. Since rabbits are prey animals, their ability to detect danger quickly can literally mean the difference between life and death in the wild. Their ears can rotate independently to locate sounds with incredible precision, and rabbits can hear frequencies humans can't even detect. It's believed that rabbits may hear sounds from very long distances away, depending on the environment. This helps explain why our rabbits sometimes react to things we don't even notice. Our domestic rabbits still have those survival instincts, which means ear movements matter. This is one reason that thumping is such an important rabbit behavior. When a rabbit thumps, they create both a sound and a vibration to warn other rabbits that something may be wrong. In nature, that warning system helps alert nearby rabbits that danger might be close. They even warn rabbits living in underground warrens or burrows. So when your rabbit suddenly freezes, rotates their ears, or thumps at something you can't even hear, it's often because their senses are picking up information long before ours do. They're communicating to other rabbits. It's part of a rabbit's language, and it's the way they send out warnings. Rabbits don't just move their ears randomly. They actively rotate and position them to gather information about what's happening around them. Rabbits with upright ears can move their ears independently, meaning each ear may be listening to something different at the very same time. Here's a great example of how to interpret this body language. Harley and Quinn are two juveniles that were rescued last year when they were just tiny kits. They're still in their first year of life. Recently, when they were outdoors in the rabbit play area, they began doing exactly what I'm talking about in this video. You can see they heard something. They stand on their hind legs and they sniff into the air. Ears are rotating with intention. I noticed what was happening in the environment. A distant dog had started barking. At the same time, small birds started chirping loudly in a nearby tree. And at one point, a plane flew overhead. This all transpired over a period of about 5 minutes. Both rabbits were on high alert, listening intently when they heard these sounds. And as I've said in other videos, a rabbit's language goes far beyond body language, which is why close observation is so important. So ask yourself, what's going on in the environment when you see your rabbit display these behaviors? If nothing abnormal is happening, it might just be curiosity, or maybe the rabbit knows it's treat time. Or like in the videos I'm sharing of Harley and Quinn, they could be on high alert. In this case, we know that Harley and Quinn are on high alert because of what's happening around them at the same time. Rabbits stand on their hind legs to get a better look at whatever's going on above ground. Standing up gives a rabbit a better vantage point to see and hear around the environment. Rabbits are not asking to be picked up when they do this. That is an outdated myth. Even when rabbits look relaxed, they're still paying attention to their environment. You can ask yourself what's happening that causes a rabbit to stop, stand on his hind legs, and use those ears to listen so intently. Rabbit ears are part of body language. We know it's part of their way of communicating. When they speak this way, they do it without making one single sound. It really is true that animals speak to those who listen. We just have to learn to listen in a different way, a way that incorporates observation of the rabbit's actions as well as whatever is happening around them at the same time. Learning this rabbit language and all the nuances that exist gives us a much better understanding of what the rabbits are feeling. It helps us provide better care for them. So, forward facing ears often means curiosity, or it could mean that the rabbit's on alert. Relaxed ears that remain mostly still can mean the rabbit feels comfortable and safe. But ears pulled back tightly may signal stress, fear, irritation, or uncertainty. A rabbit with pinned back ears might even be happening because you're petting his head, which is a feeling of safety. So, as you can see, it's complex. Again, what is happening in the rabbit's environment when they're displaying these ear position behaviors? When the rabbits are back indoors, they also have those natural instincts, behaviors, and reactions. They may react to things us humans barely notice, like a distant dog barking, something we may not even hear through the walls of our home. Rabbits react to unfamiliar noises in another room or even movement outside a window. A rabbit's senses, like hearing, constantly helps them decide whether the environment is safe for them. Lop-eared rabbits, the rabbits that have downward ears, can sometimes face additional ear challenges. Because their ears hang down instead of standing upright, lop rabbits may have reduced airflow and less ear mobility. Of course, this makes using a rabbit's ears much more difficult. Deciphering the ear movement of a rabbit is not the only important thing. We know that ears are important in other ways and that ear health matters a lot. A rabbit's ears also help regulate body temperature. A normal rabbit temperature is generally between 101 and 103 degrees Fahrenheit, and that's around 38 to 39 degrees Celsius. Because rabbits can't sweat like humans do, they release excess body heat through those blood vessels in their ears. When a rabbit becomes too warm, the blood vessels in the ears expand to help release that heat from the body. This is one reason rabbit ears may sometimes feel noticeably warm, especially during hot weather or after activities. Extremely cold ears or pale ears, or even overheating, those can be warning signs that something may be wrong, which is why paying attention to your rabbit's ears tells us a lot about their overall condition and their comfort level. Like rabbits communicating using ear positions, paying attention to what is going on in the environment is also key. A rabbit who just ran across the room several times or played in the yard on a warmer day is different than a rabbit who is experiencing overheating of those ears or too cold ear temperatures as a baseline when there's nothing else to explain it. In both cases, human caretakers have to pay close attention. Rabbits can also have ear mites or other issues, whether they live indoors or outdoors. Frequent scratching around the ears, repeated head shaking, irritation, or sensitivity when touched around the ears can all be signs that something is wrong. Rabbits are very good at hiding discomfort, so incorporate ear checks into your at-home wellness routine and also veterinary checkups. The more we learn to read rabbit body language, the better we understand what our rabbits are trying to tell us.